get to one first of all, which is Mary.
It is. As Belinda.
As Belinda.
The volunteer librarian.
Okay. I think Sally was up to do Jen, but she might decide she doesn't want to.
I'm supposed to be sat in a wheelchair.
Right.
Oh,
Just imagine.
Just imagine. Yes.
Just imagine.
Well, if I sit down, you won't be able to hear a word I'm saying.
That's true. So, Jen does come through the disabled access.
Coming in.
Oh, hurrah! I've been waiting for that to happen all week, you know. Hurrah!
What?
Gosh, I mean, the doors opening properly. You know, I mean, of course, they open properly, of course they do, but I mean, I suppose the doors opening purposefully, with purpose, you know. They open in a certain way, don't they? And most people in our little village don't need doors like that, do they? Not like you do. So I think it's just lovely when they open for someone who is,
Wheelchair user?
Oh, yes, yes. It's really nice to see them being used for the purpose they were designed for. They're very expensive, you know.
I'm sure they are. They do the job, though.
Do you know the maintenance costs for those things? I'm sure if it wasn't for the fact that these public buildings have to be specially designed to accommodate the needs of the disabled, well, I'm sure we could save a bit of money and we wouldn't be needing to rely on the likes of me, volunteers I mean, for staffing them.
Yes, well...
But don't get me wrong, it's lovely seeing those doors being used for their proper purpose, helping people with special needs such as yourself. They're turning out to be a bit of a pain in the posterior for us, to tell you the truth. You wouldn't believe how many children we get in every day, fiddling about with that button and doing the open shut thing non-stop. They see that button and they just can't control themselves. And speaking of that button, it never ceases to amaze me how stupid the general public can be. They can't even open the disabled doors just by using a simple button.
What button?
Well, that button there, you know, on the wall. The sign says, to open doors, press button.
I can't see a button.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise that you had an eye, that you were, visually challenged as well.
You mean blind? I'm not. My eyes are fine.
Right. Well, this button there.
That's hardly a button, is it? It's more like a great big round plaque of metal on the wall. No wonder people read the sign and can't find a button. A button's something small, like as big as your thumbnail maybe.
Oh.
And if you ask me, it's the people who designed the sign who are the annoying ones. They could have at least put an adjective before the word button in order to help people, you know, like look for the big stupid silver so-called button thing.
Anyway, you're here now inside the library. What can we do for you? We have a huge range of things that you can do here these days. For example, we have, well, a writers group, a book club, a quilting club. We even have an acting group now, Broad-Bottom Thespians they're called. Although Brian, who works here on a Monday, will insist on referring to them as the broad-bottom lesbians, which is really rather naughty. Oh, and our knit and natter group meet on Mondays. Now, that would be a nice one for you. How would you fancy coming along to that? We have a lot of ladies who really enjoy it.
Well...
Oh, I mean... Oh, I shouldn't have assumed that you can... Well, are you all right with your, hands? Well, I just thought that maybe... Well, perhaps you can't use them for knitting, I mean. After all, I just noticed that,
Noticed what?
that your hand... That hand, it looks like it could be...
This one?
Yes, I mean, you don't have to tell me what's wrong with you. It's absolutely none of my business whatsoever. I just noticed that your hand looked rather,
Like it has a large tattoo of a spider's web on the back of it.
Oh.
Yes, it's a spider's web, see?
Oh gosh. Silly me, I thought...
So nothing wrong with my hands, I just have a problem with wool.
Oh no.
Yes, it was a freak accident with a ball of wool that landed me in this wheelchair.
Oh gosh. Oh.
No, I'm joking. So, if you don't mind, I'll just have a look at the books.
Oh, of course, of course. I'll just get out of your way. Now, do shout over to me, won't you, dear, if you can't reach up to the highest shelves? And I can just pop over and reach things down for you.
Don't worry. Jen, the lady in the wheelchair, stands up. I'll be fine, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
What?
You just stood up.
Yes.
Did you know that you were going to do that?
Well, I've been doing it every day of my life, so as long as I can remember, so I pretty much assumed it would happen.
But I thought that you were, you know, your legs.
Disabled.
Yes.
Well, I am. A lot of people don't realise that being disabled can cover an awful lot of things, even for wheelchair users. It doesn't always mean you need to be in a wheelchair permanently. The condition that I have means I can stand and walk, but that I mostly need to get about using a wheelchair. I can't walk far and I have to conserve my energy or I get really ill.
Well, I never.
So don't worry, I'll be fine.
Right. Well, how long do you think you'll be, dear? Looking for books, I mean.
About 15 minutes.
Fantastic! Then you won't mind if I borrow this, your wheelchair, will you?
Hey, what? What are you doing with my wheelchair? Come back.
We can't afford a trolley for the books these days, dear, and this will save my back. Suffered terribly with a slipped disc. Got a huge pile here, just have to whiz round with.
Hey.
Don't worry. You just stand there nicely while I pop this little lot back on the shelves and have you back in your chair in no time and out for your nice swingy door things before I can say incapacity benefit.